As the founder of Marvel Comics X-Men, Professor Charles Xavier is frequently regarded as the mutants' most famous teacher and leader, but when it comes to shaping young mutant minds, Emma Frost is the far better teacher. As the White Queen of the Hellfire Club, Emma Frost used to be one of the X-Men's most formidable foes. Despite her troubled past, she's always harbored a soft spot for shaping mutant youth, a trait she shares with Charles. Xavier's questionable teaching methods have been present from the very beginning of his time with the X-Men. In X-Men number 3 by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, Charles admits via inner monologue his unrequited love for Jean Grey. While these feelings are never truly acted upon, they're disgustingly inappropriate, and it's hard to avoid viewing his clear favoritism of Jean through that lens. Likewise, his clear disdain for the X-Man Sage doesn't earn him any Teacher of the Year awards, as he ultimately endangers her by sending her into the Hellfire Club as a spy for years instead of bringing her into the fold as one of the original X-Men. The entire concept of the original X-Men team screams child endangerment, but even disregarding the leaps in logic it takes Charles to justify turning children into soldiers in his war for acceptance, his crusade costs the lives of literal children during the events of Deadly Genesis by Ed Brubaker and Trevor Hairsine. Not only does he get his new students killed, but he covers up their deaths and removes any trace of their existence from the minds of his peers. Charles has seen countless students die in the line of duty, and yet he was able to press on, secure in the knowledge that his mission was a righteous one. Meanwhile, any time she has lost a student, Emma is left utterly devastated. The loss of her initial batch of Hellions left her comatose, and eventually led to her initial reformation and induction into the X-Men as the new headmistress of Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters in the pages of Generation X by Scott Lobdell and Chris Bacalo. Current X-Man Sync's death is similarly devastating to Emma, and these traumas still shape her to this day. When compared to Charles's actions in the recent Immortal X-Men number 3 by Kieran Gillen and Michelle Bendini, Emma thinks to herself, "I will not let my children suffer harm." It's clear that one educator is more concerned with the well-being of their students than the other, and it's not Charles. In terms of literal education and socialization, Xavier's credentials are even more questionable. When a young Kitty Pryde seeks early admission to Oxbridge University in Excalibur number 25 by Chris Claremont and Chris Wozniak, it's her exclusive education from Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters that holds her back, as the admissions department doesn't believe she's been properly socialized. While in New Mutants number 8 by Christina Weir and Carlo Barberi, it's even revealed that some universities like Harvard don't even accept students from Xavier's due to socialization and safety concerns. Emma Frost's original Massachusetts Academy was similarly exclusive, but she was far more invested in the socialization of her students, and therefore more adept at navigating team dynamics while respecting her allies' individuality, something with which Charles has always struggled. Though he presents himself as the wise fatherly mentor, Charles in reality keeps his distance from his charges, save for Jean Grey and, to a lesser degree, Scott Summers. Emma Frost isn't immune to favoritism with her Stepford Cuckoos, but even so, she takes a more active role in the education of her students. Be they Hellions, Generation X, or students at Xavier's like Dust, a foreign student whom Xavier incidentally just forgot to telepathically teach English in her first few weeks at the school, Emma is truly invested in the growth of her protégés. Emma Frost may have once been a cold-hearted villain, but she's always been a world-class educator, and a far more suitable leader of Marvel Comics X-Men than Professor Xavier.
With and touch you. Tell me what all love I have to share. It must be 'cause you are what I own you. Only you do know, you do know, you do know. Only you do know the Aquarius. Still moving, still sad, thought to move what went wrong. Have